You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. Well, Dennis Rodman continues to have a pretty eventful life after basketball. Rodman, one of the best defensive players, one of the best rebounders we ever saw in the NBA, was an integral part of those Chicago Bulls championships. And I've continued to say he's one of the best personal marketers ever. Because the fact is, Dennis was that same player when he was with the bad boy Pistons. And then he changed everything when he obviously took on a entirely different persona and blasted himself into the limelight, making millions of dollars off the court, including ending up in movies, literally co-starring in a movie that went to the theater with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now, I know we're fast forward 20 years and like, well, that's not so. No, it was a big deal back then anyway. Now, of course, enter the attack on your personal freedoms because they're trying to regulate everything you do, whether it's an airplane or going to a hospital or going to the doctor, or going to school, whatever. You've got to wear your face mask because obviously they do a hell of a lot of good as the Wuhan virus spreads everywhere. Let's instill panic. Let's make sure you wear that face mask. And if you don't, guys like Dennis Rodman get met with cops. JetBlue, yeah, that airplane service, seems to have called law enforcement on Dennis Rodman over a run-in involving wearing a face mask. Good God, folks, we're living in the twilight zone. TMZ Sports. Dennis Rodman run in with cops over face mask on JetBlue flight. There's Dennis right there. Dennis Rodman, a member of the new Mile High Club, the one composed of people who allegedly refused to wear a face mask on commercial flights, and the cops were waiting for him when he landed. Christ's sakes. Rodman flew from L.A. to Fort Lauderdale Monday morning and was allegedly told several times to put his mask back on by JetBlue staffers. Law enforcement sources tell us that Rodman would first oblige, then pull the mask down, citing he was having trouble breathing. Okay, he was having trouble breathing. That's a big no-no. Okay. Especially since there's still a federal mask mandate in effect, which all airports and airlines have to abide by. Because that face diaper has really proven to do a hell of a lot of good now, hasn't it? Not to mention, Omicron is on the rise. The variant that sounds like a transformer. Deputies from Broward County Sheriff's Office spoke to Rodman upon landing. We're told he was cooperative, and in the end, they cut him loose, letting him lead without citing him. An eyewitness on the flight says Rodman was in first class and was asked 4 different times to keep his face covering over his mouth and nose. We're told he constantly lowered it to his chin and would immediately put it back on when asked. Like we said, all's well that ends well, especially for Dr. Dennis Rodman. We've reached out to JetBlue and Rodman's camp for further comments. So far, no word back. So the worm was asked to put his face diaper back on. He put it back on, then he'd take it back down. By the way, citing that he was having trouble breathing. I'm going to tell you, back when we were having to wear masks in Texas, I mean, look, Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott have since pissed all over that rule. Rightfully so. Welcome to Texas. But back when we were having to wear them, I can tell you right now, they caused me breathing problems. They made my lungs sound like total and complete trash. Now, that's my own personal experience, YouTube. But yeah, the mask, when I had to wear them all the time, gave me breathing problems. And it didn't matter what kind of mask, whether it was the paper one or the cloth ones or however or whatever. I just didn't respond well to it. Never mind the way they're trying to make kids wear them and all that kind of crap. And here we are, Dennis Rodman. I mean, they literally took the time because he wouldn't put a mask on or keep his mask pulled up. They literally called law enforcement on Dennis Rodman. We're living in bizarro world, folks, where they call the cops on you over your face diaper. I find this absurd. Absolutely absurd. And that's why I wanted to share it with you. You tell me what you think about Dennis Rodman, law enforcement being called by JetBlue because Rodman didn't want to keep his mask up because he was having trouble breathing. What do you think about that? I find it absurd that a company would go to the trouble to call the police on you for this. Let's go, Brandon. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.